It's another episode of the Dress Code Podcast. It's your boy Bruhman from the fifth floor, alongside the lovely, the stylish local, aka. You don't know
said
your
my
name?
already. Ashley from the stylish local.
And today we have a special guest. Right about now, it's a war out here with you niggas' chains. We fighting demons with these necklaces. These bracelets, your Cubans is Puerto Rican.
Oh, man.
It's bad out here. So we had to bring in an expert on the Dress Code Podcast to break down exactly what's going on in the jewelry game. We have the one and only VVS Hype in the building. Let's get a round of applause for VVS Hype. Here we go.
Appreciate y'all, man. What's going on?
We good, baby. We good. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Thanks for the invite, y'all, man.
All right, so we need to get a step-by-step breakdown on the different classifications of diamonds. Because a lot of people don't know. So your name is his name is VVS Hype.
Yeah.
So VVS is that the highest?
Is
VS1?
You have flawless.
Oh, you have flawless. Okay, you do have
have
flawless.
flawless. That's a flawless class.
This is what we here for, to learn.
So I'll start from top to bottom.
Okay.
You have flawless, VVS, VS, SI, I.
Yeah.
Right? And those are all of the clarities of diamonds that you have, right? And in our world, the two type of diamonds that we deal with in this industry can either be natural, which are hand-mined diamonds. You know, somebody went with an axe and banged on a mountain.
Now you got a diamond.
Now you got diamonds, right? And that's the hard labor of natural diamonds. And then you also have
Which mountain
the new
did you say?
industry. You also have the new industry of diamonds, which are lab grown, right? So that process is a little bit different. They take a real diamond seed, and you have two different processes of lab diamonds, HPHT and CVD. They put it in a machine, and they watch it grow.
Wait.
So first of all, I didn't even know diamonds had seeds. What is that even?
So that's basically the smaller intercept of a diamond, right?
Okay.
So they'll break it down, and they'll grab a diamond seed, and diamonds is made out of carbon, right? So the process that they'll use is either high pressure, high temperature, as it mimics the earth, right?
Okay.
So diamonds are made in the earth with the high pressure, high temperature, and then it grows, right? And a diamond may take 1 million years to grow naturally, right? You never know. We don't know how long it really takes.
Right.
But they've mimicked that process, right? And then you have the other process, which is the CVD process. It's kind of like a carbon vacuum, just sucking all of the air out of the machine, and then the diamond just spreads because diamonds are made of carbon, right? And one process takes about 3 months, the other process takes about 6, and in variations, but those are the two processes of lab diamonds, right? And those are the leading diamonds in the industry right now. And a lot of big companies like Zales, K Jewelers, just to name a few, they have taken that market over because they see where the market is going, right? Within the next 10 years. And then, can I curse on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got bullshit diamonds, which aren't diamonds at all.
Right.
Moissanites.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a big question about those because I know someone, I was watching something, I can't remember what it was, but basically the whole thing was, would you accept a moissanite engagement ring from your fiance?
Oh, no.
And I was like, let me tell you something right now.
This calls for divorce.
Don't disrespect me.
No.
Do not disrespect me. Give me a real diamond, please.
Yeah.
Like, now I understand now some people may not be financially in the space, right? So maybe he gets her a moissanite until he can get her a real one.
Right.
I don't know your pockets, but what I know is, future husband, if you're watching this, do not play with me.
Yeah,
I
no,
want a real
he
one.
shouldn't, because that's not a real diamond at all. I don't think he would love you if he got that.
So
What is
are
it
you?
anyway? Like,
Yeah, that's what I wanted to
so
know.
it's
Is it like
it's
a fake, like there's fake diamonds and then there's like moissanite?
Yeah. So what a moissanite is another chemical compound that they basically concocted together and realized it could shine too.
okay.
Yeah. So it's whole different elements to a moissanite diamond, and then you have CZ, which are glass and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Cubans,
Cubans.
Cubans zirconia. Okay.
We all know those.
See, that's what I was saying. Like, if you got you like a cubic zirconia ring or
Yeah,
something.
and at the end of the
I think
day,
you would rather take a cubic zirconia than a moissanite. Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
like, I want to know my shit is fake, then you attempt to give me some real fake. Like, give me some bullshit before you give me some fake real bullshit.
I don't know how I feel about either or. I'm not gonna hold you.
That's tough.
I would actually rather you just hold it down until you can give me a real one.
Yeah, commonly CZs are found in like like
Everywhere.
costume.
Yeah, like you see the
costume
mall and
jewelry,
shit like that.
like,
Okay.
yeah, you see in the
Yeah,
mall,
and I mean,
little costume jewelry. You know it's easy
Yes,
when you see
yes,
it, right?
absolutely.
Moistenites, because people aren't knowledgeable on diamonds, they kind of mimic the diamonds and they fake it. So I seen a lot of people when I was in Vegas rocking
they
a lot
moissanite on,
of
huh?
moistenites. And from the naked eye, or if you're not just like a person that's been around diamonds for a while, you wouldn't be able to notice. But they kind of have like more of a rainbowish kind of shine, and the lights kind of like sparkle real hard.
That's
right?
what I was going to ask you. How do you?
So
Yeah, that's how do you eyeball? We gonna break this down to drug dealer term. How you eyeball work?
So that's how you eyeball
master
the work.
of this. Okay,
That's
so
how
how
you
do you
eyeball
see
the
it?
work.
It's the so you see the rainbow reflecting off the light.
It hits different, man. It hits different, and it's pretty hard to tell from someone that's not in the industry and you wouldn't know. So a lot of people really pass it off, man. And like I said, it's all a preference at the end of the day. It's whatever your budget is, whatever it fits.
Very
but
true.
you know, some people be out here doing their thing.
Fake doing anything, but whatever.
That is yo. That is
No
yo.
shade.
That is super. So now with the it's the lab with the lab main diamonds. Is there I forgot what the question I was going with it. Is it? It was in the realm of it being fake. Like, is there fake lab made diamonds?
Right,
So there's
what
like
is it
fake lab made
classified
diamonds or
as?
what or whatnot.
Yeah, so lab made diamonds wouldn't be considered fake though.
Oh, well,
Because-
okay, yeah, true.
Yeah, because the
Wait, like-
process is they're birthed from a real diamond.
Right, from the diamond seed.
It's just that the process of making it is just mimicked.
Where I could go with this now, with you saying that, the problem will be the price points.
The price points.
Now that where I would see where somebody would have a problem, like, bro, you're giving me a man-made diamond charging me the same price as a natural diamond. So talk to us more about that.
So I mean, you've probably heard it in the past. There are a lot of janky jewelers out here.
Absolutely.
And they don't inform their clients. I do. But they may give somebody something that they didn't ask for or they weren't expecting. So we'll talk about the prices right now.
Okay.
So the prices of lab-made diamonds are maybe about almost between 1 to 2/3 cheaper than an actual natural stone. Okay. So if you were dealing with, I'll put it to you like this and give you an example. The same price of a 1 carat natural stone, you may be able to get about 3 to 4 carat stone of a lab-made. And that's the price difference. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you can get a bigger stone for the same amount of money, right? Or if you want to flip it around, vice versa, you can get a more affordable stone. Well, sorry, a bigger stone that's more affordable than the natural diamond. So labs are way more affordable, right? And they're booming in the industry because of that, you know. So there's a lot of times there's no more like, oh man, I gotta go and spend 20% of my income on an engagement ring anymore. It kind of puts us at ease on guys that
I could buy some bullshit.
it's not bullshit though.
No.
It's not bullshit. It's not bullshit. Because in all actuality, a lab diamond's clarity hits probably a lot better than a natural.
What does all right? So what? Break down the clarity for us now. So like you said with the moissanite, the way the rainbow effect it flashes on when the light hits it, it flashes different. So with the man-made and the natural, what's the clarity differences in those?
So the clarity. So I just want to just X out moissanites because I don't even want to bring it up.
Get them out of there.
Yeah, we want to get it out of there when we talking about actual diamonds, right? So the clarity in a real diamond, whether it's natural or lab, is based off of the facets, right? And how it is inside of the diamond. So you have the 4 C's, right? You got clarity, cut, color, and carat weight, right? So those are the 4 C's of diamonds when you deal with it. The clarity is basically how much light is going to be able to come in and how many inclusions is blocking the light from bouncing around the diamond, right? Okay. The cut allows the facets in the diamonds, which are kind of like the walls, for the light to bounce off at the speed of sound, right?
It's fucking geometry.
I like how it sounds.
And the cut, you have different cuts of diamonds: cushion, radiant, the original round, pear shape, marquee. Did I say heart?
No,
you got heart diamonds too. Trillion. You know what I'm saying? Emerald. There's a whole bunch of different cuts, and the carat weight is basically how it sounds. Is how heavy the diamond is. A lot of people think they associate carat weight to size, and you can have the same size of 2 different diamonds, and they could be 2 different carat weights. This is basically how heavy the diamond is.
I always thought that the more carats the diamond was, the heavier it was, or the bigger it was.
Yeah. So in some sense, like if we're talking about a 1 carat versus a 4 carat, I mean, it's
right, completely different. Yes.
completely different, you know. But if we're talking about maybe in between of half a carat, or maybe a quarter of a carat, they could be 2 different sizes, and that other one could be a little bit heavier. You know what I'm saying? Okay. As far as size wise.
Right.
Okay. So now that we got that out the way, for now,
he want to get to the juicy
because we're gonna this is big, because I don't even think you realize the how vital you are. You're a black jeweler.
Yeah.
So
that's really my whole thing.
Appreciate
That's
that.
really where I want to go with it. Because
Appreciate it.
I don't even know if I know a black
the
jeweler.
first time I went to the Diamond District, the Strip. What is it? 46th?
47.
47th. Excuse me. 47th. And I'm expecting to see, maybe you see some Armenians, you see maybe some Russians. You bump into you see a lot of that. But I walked down the block and I saw straight Hasidic Jews. Fucked my head up.
I don't know why.
I could not believe what I was looking at. I'm like, why would cousin the yarmulke be worried about diamonds?
Because
You
they
feel
have
me?
their hands in everything. You need to
I
understand
did
that.
not
They have
realize
their hands in everything.
how heavily their hand is within. So, to get to the point, do you feel like the Jewish people have the biggest hand in that pot?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, and why is that?
But they aren't the only I would say ethnicity.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you do have the Indians that are there, but I could tell you one reason why the Jews control the market is because they control a lot of the diamond trade, right?
Okay.
Across the world. So they have like about, I want to say, almost all of maybe 90% of the diamond trade. And
I'm not surprised.
a lot of diamonds are manufactured in Israel, but the other ethnic group that comes into play are the Indians, right? And the Jews found it smart to do business with the Indians and put a lot of the manufacturing in India, which would be a lot cheaper, right, to manufacture. And a lot of 90% of diamonds are manufactured in India, right, versus anywhere else in the world, right? And Israel is about 10%. So you have a big, like when your ethnicity or racial group is, in a what would I want to say? When you're in control of something, you're gonna have a big hand in it, right?
Absolutely.
You're gonna have a big stake in it, and they just cornered that market and took it off and ran with it, and that's why you see, and it's generations of it.
Absolutely.
It's generations of the families that, from great grandfather to grandfather just passed that down.
So are you familiar with, so we know for the most part, you had the movie Blood Diamond.
Blood Diamonds.
And I'm pretty sure we all, whenever I think of diamonds, I always think of Africa.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Jewish people I'm gonna run across in Africa. So what caused us to? How did we lose that leverage?
I mean, I don't know.
I
don't know. I mean, diamonds really started getting popular in like the 1920s.
Okay.
When I guess somebody put a diamond on a ring and it became the thing of America.
Wait. You said it became popular in the
in the 1920s, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like
I don't
engagement
think
rings, and
people
before that, people were like
playing
giving
bands.
offerings and things like that, or maybe I don't know, something that was passed down.
So you mean in 1876, somebody was just in Africa just playing softball with a goddamn 12-carat
Possibly.
booger? Just
Possibly.
don't even know what they got.
I'm not even sure about when the date was when people realized these things were precious stones.
Right.
But before diamonds, a lot of other things like sapphires and crystals were more precious than them.
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you would hear, I feel like when we hear about like old stories and like treasures, diamonds were not the
like
main thing. It
emeralds
was
were a big
gold,
thing back
emeralds,
in the
rubies.
1600s and stuff like that.
That's what they really
I'm
cared
your
about.
diamonds.
Yeah.
So I would love to
Whatever
know-
those things are, they're too clear. I want the color.
Whatever those are.
I would love to know who realized that diamonds were,
Man, I can't even tell you.
That's
I
so
just know, once somebody seeked an opportunity, they put it on a ring, and that kind of just sparked the whole industry.
That makes sense.
Because if you last year the Queen Elizabeth passed away.
Yeah.
And Twitter had a field day with it, and it opened up a floodgate to a lot of
About the stolen.
a lot of issues within the royal crown. And one of the biggest topics was people weren't even talking about slavery. They weren't even talking about the slave trade. They wasn't even talking about being black people being ostracized or anything. They were talking about the jewelry and the diamonds.
Yeah.
Because everything that they own is stolen.
And it's crazy because he's telling us it didn't become popular until the 1920s. And haven't they been how long
they been in power? I think that center stone that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's like don't quote me on this. I think it's maybe over 300 carat stone. I'm not sure. I don't even know.
This is the one in the crown or
in her crown.
Okay.
In her crown.
and isn't it one in her staff or something like that?
The books say and history said it was stolen or it was taken in some way or some fashion.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened. But yeah,
I believe it.
she has a huge diamond from Africa in her crown.
I'm not gonna hold you up. If I was truly, truly African, like if I was a real Nigerian, I'm sorry, I was at Buckingham Palace.
That's it.
With spears, swords,
Not
Burna
spears.
Boy, Wizkid, we mobbing. I'm coming back for everything, Lizzie.
Let me get it back.
I'm coming back for
not Lizzie.
Everything. We all mobbing. I need it all because, excuse me?
Right.
300 carats?
Yeah.
In your headpiece of my people that you yap from me? Yo, I got robbed in like the 5th grade. I swear to God, I still be sliding through Mill Basin looking for cuz. And when I find it, to my dad, it's up. You mean that? And I think he only got me for like $5.
Oh my God.
But I'm sliding for Vaughn.
He ain't letting that off.
I'm not letting it up.
Nah.
I'm sliding for gang.
Why
But
did I agree?
300 carat in your frontal lobe?
In your medulla.
Nah, mommy, I ain't gonna. In the medulla oblongata? yeah. Me, Burna Boy, Wizkid.
Everybody, Thames.
Thames.
Everybody. At the front door.
I want
all of them.
Period.
I want the whole Wakanda gang.
That's it.
Was sliding. I'm sorry.
Nah.
But I'm pretty sure, on a serious note, I'm pretty sure that it's because of the power that England had and
still have.
Excuse me, it still has.
Yeah.
Because you hear about a lot of the ruling. They still have a lot of these places under ruling. Like,
But y'all don't realize that like even our families are from the Caribbean, right?
Yeah.
We just got independence in like the 1960s from England. That's wild.
Yeah.
it's tough.
That's wild.
It's brand new. That's like yesterday.
That's
legit.
really like when you think about. I still sing songs from the '60s.
Hello,
Right.
my mama was born in 1960 something. Like
Right.
that's not that long ago. So it's just crazy.
She gonna
to
tear
really
your
think
ass up
about.
when she hear this episode.
Yeah, she know I love you. Know I love
Mama,
you,
you
girl.
20. That's it.
But that's crazy because, like you said, it's just not that long ago.
So to get back into what we was talking about, how did you get into the game? Being that it's such a tight knit community. Because when I was on 47th Street, I only saw one black jeweler. I believe his name was Will.
Oh yeah. Shout out to my boy.
You know?
Will.
Oh, you know? Shout out to Will. Yeah.
Facts.
Good dude. And it was him. He was in a
That was one of the first black jewelers I met.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Beautiful shot. We gotta get Will up here too. Then.
Yeah.
You feel me? He was I think the people who owned the shop, I want to say they were Hispanic. I believe they were Dominican. He was just passing through or whatever and whatnot. We just got to chopping it up and whatnot because I wanted a piece.
Yeah.
I was looking for my Cartier. I wanted the skeleton watch.
Okay.
So we was chopping it up and I'm like, as I left the block, I just realized this is the only black man that I done seen in all these spots that I've been in. how tight knit is this community? Once I saw the Jews, I said the Jewish people, I was like, yeah, this might be a little, this gonna be a little tight knit right here. I didn't realize it was this thick.
Yeah,
we in the thick of it.
Sticky in there.
It's getting sticky. So how did you get into it?
So actually, I saved up enough money to buy my first Rolex, and this is actually my very first Rolex.
Amazing.
Oh, I love that feeling.
Right, 41 day just factory diamonds. And
Flex on them. Facts. You hear what that said?
Real complex.
Jubilee bracelet, fluid bezel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going. Not even to cut you off. That's a very big discussion that our community doesn't even really like to have until you start elevating is the stones that we have in our Rolexes, because the factory versus everybody putting the
aftermarket.
The aftermarket. And you talk to some jewelers and they'll call it the bullshit. They won't even call it the aftermarket. They're gonna call it that bullshit.
Well, actually, if you talk to a lot of like either authorized dealers or watch people,
watch people
experts,
for sure.
They really hate when people mess up an original watch.
Right.
Absolutely.
And our community,
this is busting it down, correct?
Yeah, this is what we call busting it down. So we'll take a Rolex, AP, Cartier, and we'll just go bust it down. We'll put another $25,000 worth of diamonds in that watch, right? And now, we all about the flash. We all about the fashion.
Absolutely.
We set the trends, right? We are the culture.
Absolutely.
So it is what it is at the end of the day. But a lot of people in that field, especially when they deal particularly with watches, and that's their thing. And it's not even like watches that we know too. Like we just know about Rolex, AP, Cartier, Patek, right? There are a whole bunch of other watches. Yeah. There's a plethora of watches, and I don't know if you see what Jacob is doing with his thing.
Nah, what is he?
Jacob is going crazy. Jacob the jeweler.
He's back?
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
Back in full effect?
You know what's so funny? I saw a comment on Instagram about like him coming back because he was out of the game for a while.
He went to jail.
He went to jail for about 5 years.
He did.
Yeah.
What's under the stick?
I don't know what he went for, child. I wasn't really paying attention.
He came back in a major way. He's making $1 million watches, bro.
Wow.
He's making watches, Godfather watches with the music playing inside of it, and he's making Dubai watches and things where the globe is inside and it's spinning, and it's crazy. It's crazy with his design, his
that's an art though.
His creativeness, what he's doing with his art, and then the reason why these watches are priced at so high because it takes like about 9 months to make one.
Jesus.
It takes about 9 months to make one. So Jacob came back in a major way, but back onto the watch community, they really hate when we bust it down unless one of these brands do it factory and original. So there are watches that are out there, and there's a lot that are factory set as far as with diamonds, right? And you could kind of literally tell the difference, right? And they really hold its value. And the reason why it holds its value is because that brand you'll be able to go back and service it, right? With that brand, right? When you put anything on your watch that's aftermarket, it depreciates its value. And you won't be able to go back and sell it for the same value that you bought it for.
I have a question.
So it's more of a luxury item to you.
What's the definition of aftermarket for those of us who don't know?
Aftermarket the definition is not original. So it didn't come from the factory at all.
Okay, so you got it just from somewhere else.
You got it from somewhere else. Whether it's, I don't know.
Pretty much, if I break my iPhone screen, I take it to I can either take it to Apple or I could go to Home and Kings Plaza.
Got it. Perfect.
That's the best. You
go
to the mall
Apple,
and you go get a screen.
Apple
may not.
They're not taking it.
It's not a part of your Apple Care service, so they're not going to take it.
Got it. Okay.
Right. Okay. And they hold themselves to a certain type of respect and dignity. So I mean, that's how it goes.
That makes sense. But also, we got to double back because we were talking about you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
We got off
topic. We're talking about you, yes. Yeah. How you got into the business.
How I got into the industry. So I saved up enough money to buy myself a Rolex. Yeah. And I went down with my brother over here to the Diamond District. And even though I've been living in New York all my life, I never really been to the Diamond District like that. I would maybe walk past it. I wouldn't look through the windows. That's too rich for me. I'm not looking that way. I'm not looking this way.
Tunnel vision.
Just tunnel vision. I'm going straight to Broadway. That's it. So when I went there, I'm a super observant person. And I was just so infatuated about the traffic, and like you said, there was a lot of different ethnicities on that block, and I just seen the motion of things, and I was just like, "What the hell is going on?"
It's just nonstop.
It's nonstop.
Nonstop.
It's nonstop. It's like a movie.
Hours, it's just boom.
It's like a movie.
I've never been. I have to go.
It's like a movie from 9 in the morning all the way to about 5.
The fact that you just said that, as much as you worked in Manhattan,
I've never really been to the Diamond District. Like,
40
never walked in it.
On
Never
Fifth
like.
Ave.
Well, I mean, like, never really paid attention.
Oh, you never paid. Okay,
like,
The reality is you're not going there for no reason.
right.
You
if
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You are going there for a reason, whether it is to shop for a loved one, for yourself. You know what I mean? You're going there for a reason. So I think most people just kind of skip the Diamond District.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when I was there, I just saw kind of like the fast pace and everything, and it just kind of stuck in my head. Maybe months to maybe about a year later, a friend of mine actually, he was probably kind of scared or whatever the case. So, he just wanted to go with somebody. He said, "Hey man, I'm going down to the Diamond District. I want you to come with me." And I said, "All right, cool. Yeah, let me go down." So we went down there. We ended up like, so many people in the Diamond District just kind of like approach you. And I don't know if you experienced that. People just kind of like approach you. "Hey, you buying and selling?"
Oh yeah, for sure.
You this
for
or
sure.
that. You know what I'm saying? It's so fast paced. And a guy approached us, and we call him Big G. But he ended up being what we call a master craftsman, a setter, right? He's the person that sets the diamonds for a lot of jewelers and stuff like that. And he does a plethora of things. He's been in the industry for over 40 years. He invited us down to his shop. We kind of like walked in a little basement, and I seen these buildings are like super old, right?
Yeah.
So I'm watching my back.
Yeah, for sure.
What's about to happen? I'm from
Especially
Brooklyn,
in
so
these New York
For sure, I'm on point.
I'm on point. I'm like, what's about to happen? And he kind of like sat us down. And he had like a little small office, and he had his whole setup there, and it was just so intriguing. And as he's speaking with us, he's like, "What do you guys need?" It's that and the third, and he's like, "I'm looking to fix my piece." And he's like, "Oh, okay, I could take care of you." So while I'm there, I'm just looking at names on doors of other places too, and I'm like, "What's this business for?" And I'm asking him questions, and I'm probably being obnoxious at this point, right? So
Real inquisitive.
Yeah, he's real inquisitive.
Right.
But that kind of like sparked a relationship between me and him, and he said, "If you're interested, I believe this is something that you could do." Jewish guy, right? Older guy, right? He's about maybe 65, 70, right?
How old were you at the time?
This was about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was about 29.
Okay.
Right? 32 right now. So, he would give me little pieces of information. And he wasn't as hip to the movement of our culture as we are.
Right,
but
right,
the
right.
pieces of information that he would give me, because I have so much of an inquiring mind, I would go back home and just do my research. And for about 9 months, 10 months, I was just learning about diamonds, gold, the process of, how things are made as far as casting and everything like that. And I would go back to him and be like, "Hey man, this is what I learned," right? And he was just like, he was just so like kind of like astounded that I knew what I knew at that point, right? Because I actually did my due diligence to do.
You was taking it serious.
Yeah, I was taking it serious, and when I realized it became a passion of mine, is when I would stay up late at night. I couldn't go to sleep until I had to figure this out.
Yes.
I was like,
yes.
how the hell? Right? You get the how the hell?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, damn, that don't make no sense. And I couldn't go to sleep until it made sense to me. And the very first thing that I did, that I kind of like embarked on my journey in this jewelry thing, before I just kind of try to get any resources or anything, I tried to do everything myself. So I went out and bought a 3D printer. And the most minimal thing that you could do in this industry, I tried to do it. I went out and bought little casting equipment, almost burnt my house down.
Oh my God.
And listen, man, it was crazy.
But the dedication though.
But I couldn't.
Mo walked in there like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I couldn't sleep without learning how to do this. And what I learned was the manufacturing process of making jewelry, right? And I said, well, I was beating myself in the head, and even my boy Mo could tell you. I was like, damn, I'm trying to get a little shop or something, because I can't keep doing this in my house. My house is smelling like chemicals.
It's probably dangerous. Not supposed to be
You just said that.
Yeah.
What was your main focus that you was trying to do in the jewelry game? What was your main expertise that you was getting to?
My main expertise focus was printing and casting.
Okay.
Right? And
for the people who don't know.
For the people for people that don't know, is the process of jewelry, or if you're creating custom jewelry, you have to do a 3D CAD, right? You get the model, and
it's like that purple wax. It's like purple wax molding.
Before we get to that's printing. Right?
Oh, okay.
But the process before that is casting.
Okay,
right?
Gotcha.
So you would cast a piece. You would, if you were a customer, you would come to me and say, "Hey, listen, I got my logo. I want to make this into a real thing." Got you. I'm gonna put it on program. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I'm here. Right?
My mind was already.
We're going to take that logo, put it in one of our programs that we use for our CADs. We're going to kind of turn it into a 3D item for you post printing, right? And then we're going to print it. We're going to put it in a 3D printer. That's going to print. It's going to turn into a lost wax print. I'm sorry. With that print, it's kind of the physical thing, but how do you turn this wax into gold, right?
Right.
And that's in the next process, which is the casting phase, right? What you do is you put this piece of wax and you submerge it around a lot of what do you call it? Like investment plaster, right? And it'll kind of take the form of whatever you just printed, right? Then you go through a heating process where that wax now turns into a liquid form, and it kind of turns into a gas and just melts away, and the investment plaster will go ahead and take the form of whatever the wax was, right?
I need to see this in person. I would absolutely love to see this
We'll do an episode, and I'll take you through the process.
I'm so nerdy, and
almost burnt down the crib.
This is how I almost burnt down the crib.
I really want to see this.
So you're dealing with, when you smoke gold over 2,000 degrees, right? So that's how I almost burnt down the crib.
Right.
Yeah. So if you miss that little hole that you're supposed to pour it in, it's over.
That's what she said.
It's going through the table.
This guy.
You basically dealing with lava at this point.
God damn. So that was the next topic. So we covered the diamonds.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about some gold now.
Yeah.
So us as West Indians.
I'm West Indian.
You must say, okay.
Yeah.
Where are you from? Where's your family from?
My family's from Guyana.
Scored by.
And Guyanese have good gold,
Man
too.
talking about the best gold. All right.
We got it.
Yeah, the Guyanese gold and you have the Panamanian gold. All right.
Yeah.
Guyanese gold and Panamanian gold is considered the best forms of gold.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Or would you also say, I've had some conversations with people who've traveled to Thailand, and that soft 18 and 24 karat gold. Yo, my homegirl sent me.
Thailand does have good gold too.
It looked like butter.
It's like butter, yeah.
Like butter. I told it was
so
exact word.
And a lot of the reasons why is because 24 karat gold is soft.
Yeah.
Like it is almost like a muddy type of sand. I don't know if you ever seen a YouTube video on when people actually try to find gold, and they either find them off of lake banks and stuff like that, or
right.
and it's kind of almost has like a mushy sand,
Mm.
a thick sand texture, right?
Wow.
And that is 24 karat gold.
Wow.
When it is now combined with other metals, right? That's when you get the 18, 14, 10 karat, right?
Okay.
They're bound with other alloys, right? That are specifically to bond with gold. And that's when you get these different carats of gold.
Boom. Okay. So how do you end up with a 10 karat hollow versus a 10 karat solid?
That's all in the design and how it was made with the weight, right? So I want to say you can design something to be hollow, right? So back in the 3D CAD process, right? I would be able to design something that's hollow. I'm basically hollowing out the inside of, if you're talking about a Cuban chain, you would hollow out the inside of the Cuban chain, and that wax would take the form from the plaster, and you would do the same process, right?
Okay.
Because the design originally was hollow in the middle, the gold wouldn't fill, right? It would only fill the outside. And that's how you create a hollow piece, right? Which, I wouldn't recommend, but if it's your budget, it's your budget, right?
It's your budget.
Solid is a little bit different. It's filled. When you do the design, you kind of fill the middle. So now the gold takes the form of that space, right? And that's when it comes. And that's when you're doing it CAD, because you can also hand make. I don't think you can hand make a hollow, but you can hand make a solid Cuban chain, right? And they deal with a lot of gold wiring and we'll go through that process. It's a whole nother process in itself.
I'm sure.
It's super cool when you watch it. You know, you wind the chain, and I didn't have my Cuban. I should have brought it, but my Cuban was actually handmade, and you kind of know when it's handmade too, versus from when it's printed. Yeah, it has a little. It has little imperfections, like it'll twist a little bit.
Okay.
It won't be fully straight
Got
when you
you.
hold it up. You know, and those are kind of
you.
some of the tests that you do when you dealing with gold.
Okay, now staying on the topic of gold, you see a lot of Instagram jewelry shops popping up.
Yeah.
And the gold that what is it called? Is it
It's gold-plated
vermeil?
Isn't it? It's pronounced vermeil, right?
But
Gold vermeil?
It's not gold vermeil, right? That's what it's called, right? It's not
Plated. Just gold plated.
it doesn't turn or anything. They say it doesn't turn, it doesn't change colors or anything of that nature. It's just like real gold. You can wear it, you can wash it, you can do all of this stuff the same way you would treat real gold, the same way that you treat that gold.
So the thing about a lot of these shops that I wouldn't say don't deal with real jewelry. Some of them do, some of them don't. I wouldn't name them, but
Not gonna put y'all on the spot now. But
I wouldn't put them on the spot. I mean, that's a market. Like I said, it's a market for
everything.
anything.
Absolutely.
It's a market for anything. It's a market for CZs. It's a market for moistenites.
Nigga walking in, yo, let me get the cubic. Nah, keep that shit. Let me get the cubic
Oh, that's
zirconia.
$50? Oh, yeah, let me get that. Right? What they do in that process is they use a metal. The metal that they use would probably be like sterling silver, and then what they do is probably like dip it in gold or rhodium plate it, or you know.
See in the product description, a lot of it is sterling silver.
Sterling
and then
silver is
like you said,
sterling silver is the main
the base,
metal, base metal, right? Yeah. So and sterling silver has a unique way of attaching itself to gold, you know? So that it'll be gold on the outside. It's almost like it's painted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when it's dipped and coated enough, that's when you get it'll never fade, it'll never turn, and this, that, and the third. So the weight of what you're dealing with is not gold. It's actually
absolutely
silver, but it looks like gold because it's damn near painted on.
Well, listen, the necklace that I have on right now is that.
No, that's cool.
And I've had it since 2020.
And it never
nothing. When I say nothing, and I have worn this necklace into the ground. Nothing.
See?
So
they out there dipping the chicken in a shitload of flour.
Yeah.
Running it up.
They're running it up.
Okay.
And they found a way to do it because back in the day, like we really wouldn't have like a gold chain that was dipped that would last too long. It would probably last about 6 months. You leave it on your dresser,
it's
and the air touch it, or let alone go in the shower.
It's over.
It's over.
You go in the shower, it's over.
Certain things are turning green. Your skin is green.
Yeah, you go on vacation and you take a dip in that little Bahama water.
Quiet.
Yeah,
That's when I learned about me and fake jewelry. I had bought some. When I was way younger, I had some fake ass earrings, bro. And one day, son, I had them joints in for too long. I took that thing out. When I tell you green,
oh my God!
I said, Lord, it took about a week.
They were smelling like earring backs.
It smelled like back shot sex.
Earring backs is crazy.
Definitely smelled like back shot sex, but fuck the smell. That color was green, and that's when I realized, okay, my skin can't handle fake jewelry.
Right. Some people are very sensitive. It's worse. They get infections.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Keloid, all types of stuff like that.
Goodness,
that'd be horrible.
I don't have that problem.
But you just brought up a very valid point, and this is where I'm gonna get into my controversy topic. Because you just spoke up very loud and proud about having a dipped chain.
Why not?
And women, I feel, are allowed and given that leisure and luxury.
Okay.
Let me tell you why.
To wear costume jewelry.
I can tell you why, but go ahead.
Let me tell you why.
I want to hear his reason first.
And because men.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We get burnt at the stake.
Y'all be out here fronting.
Yeah.
Good.
Lying.
My brother scolded me
Lying.
for at least a month about buying those. He said, yo, bro, why don't you just invest in some real shit? You getting me tight. And from that day on, I never bought fake jewelry again.
So from a woman's point of view, let me tell you why, right? A lot of men out here want to seem like they got it. They want to seem like they're making X amount of money. So instead of, like you said, waiting till they can afford the piece and invest in it, they go out here and buy fake stuff, but then act like it's real and act like they have all this money. That's why we shit on y'all. Because it's just like, what are you doing?
She just came at us.
That's what we shit on y'all.
I was going to say something simple,
honestly,
like they like
truly.
accessories. But
No. It's really an ego thing, and it's like, dog, we know it's fake. I can tell it's fake. I don't even have to be in the business like Hype. I know that shit is fake. So it's just like, why lie? That's the problem. Y'all lie too much, and you want to be boastful, and then you want to act like you doing something.
But I thought diamonds were a girl's best friend, and you walking around with that bullshit.
Listen, that's quite all right.
And here's what I've noticed, and maybe I'm tripping, but when we go into a clothing store in the accessory section, there's none for men.
There aren't.
They're all for women.
All for women.
Little rings, you go to Zara's, little rings,
section.
little necklaces that they could wear.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, right? And as a man, if you kind of really gotta have it in order, to flaunt it, and that's why we get the slack for it. That's why we get the slack for it.
Or y'all should stop posting videos with wads of cash and your fake chain, like. Wouldn't that help something? I'm just saying. This is really the problem. I don't care if a man, like, if you're gonna
It's
wear.
called a bait and switch.
Yeah.
This is what it is. I'm giving this. I got this.
I got
but
it.
You think I got this too, but I got it.
Right.
But you gonna fuck me because I got that.
Always
but
lying.
I don't got this.
Always like, that's really my problem.
You
That's
feel
my
me?
problem with men. Is like the whole fronting thing. Like, there's no need to do that. If you don't got it, you don't got it. If you know what I'm saying, you're aspiring to have something, okay. But it's really just the way that certain men behave.
Yeah.
Like,
It's all about who you're trying to attract as well. Because I feel like I hear this from a lot of women, who are. I want to word this very correctly. Women who. I'm not even gonna go down that route. I hear this from a lot of women. They would actually just like men who just wear if he has like one nice
simple
or two gold
it.
chains, a black shirt, and
Wear the cross your mama gave you,
fine
baby.
with
Go ahead.
Not the cross,
Wear
not the
mama
christening
gave-
cross.
Yes,
Jesus,
go
be
right ahead.
offended.
Like,
the
I don't
Christmas
care.
cross.
You remember the cross you get for your baby christening?
Yo.
They give you that joint.
Absolutely.
They said I'm fine with that. Then
Wait,
you
I
come
got a
around.
question. Do you like men with the dangling earrings and like the cross?
Watch your mouth.
I don't mind it. It
Okay,
depends on if
okay.
it's your style. It has to be your
It has
style.
to fit you.
It has
It
to
gotta
make
fit
sense
you.
for you. I know guys who would absolutely never, and I know guys who do it, and it looks great on them.
Yeah.
But it just makes sense for their personality and their
Right.
aesthetic. For me, that's what it goes. That's how I feel about anybody doing anything.
Yeah.
It needs to make sense for you.
Right.
Got you.
Right. At this point in life, you got to know your style.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot
Yeah.
of people don't though, because they're so
Some people
confused.
still trying.
They're still
figuring.
trying.
They still figuring it out.
But it's just like also they're still following too. I
Yeah.
don't think that they're really trying to figure
Right.
out who they are. They're just paying attention to what's going
Keyword.
on outside.
Keyword. You just open the door for another discussion that I want to have. You said
What?
following. People are just following. And in the jewelry game, you do see there is a lot of trend. I never thought that jewelry can be, especially in our community, how trendy jewelry becomes. Like at a point in time, remember colored stones, the canary diamonds?
Yeah.
You come outside with
that
the
was
half
a big
and
thing.
half,
Yeah.
the blue and yellow canary diamond earrings, right? Boy, that's your ass.
I remember that time.
You feel me? That was a beautiful time. Cabbie shirt, you feel me? It was a beautiful time,
Come
beautiful
out with
time.
a pair of ruby earrings,
Oh my gosh.
We go through so much, like right about now. It's I think we're kind of transitioning away from the Cuban wave, and everybody's on like the flooded diamond chains. You feel me? Tennis chains.
So yeah, that's kind of what a lot of people are heading towards. I mean, by far, Cubans are beating out anything in this market still to
Really?
this day. Yeah.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cubans-
wow.
People
I feel like
people
do
still
you
buy a
consider
lot of
Cubans
Cubans.
as a classic, like timeless jewelry piece?
It could be. Like I said, it depends on your style.
On your style. Okay.
It could be. You know, like it. I wouldn't say I'm not a Cuban guy, right? I would wear a Cuban, but I'm not the big flashy jewelry guy.
Okay.
I'm more of a simple, small
Says the
piece.
jeweler.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I'm more of a. That's just my
Look
style.
at Jamaican
I know who I am.
hairdressers. They never got their hair done. But they the best hairdressers.
I'm telling you.
You feel me?
I'm more of a simple tennis chain,
Okay.
Rolex. You know,
Yeah.
I'll do a bust down too, but
Don't tell us about that, bro. Let them know. Jubilee bracelet.
Yeah, Jubilee.
Factory set diamonds.
The bezel.
he's a fool.
No, go-
Yeah, but it's just you know, it would be out of the norm for me to wear the big, you know, flashy rapper jewelry.
Right.
I'm not a rapper, but I could make it. You get what I'm saying?
What's the first thing you ever made yourself?
Ooh, good question.
Pair of earrings. Pair of earrings.
How many carats?
It was small. It's like a carat altogether.
I'm only in business.
God
Yeah, it was a small little cluster. A small little cluster.
God
What
Testing
is-
things out.
Do you have like a favorite type of jewelry, like piece to make? either for yourself or for like clients?
Favorite type of jewelry. I like what not a lot of people are doing this. Just a handful of people are doing it. They're being very creative with different color stones, and I'm happy that you brought that up from back in the day.
Okay.
A lot of these natural colored stones are making a comeback into jewelry.
Okay.
And it's artistic, aesthetically pleasing, and it kind of like if you're talking about me personally, it would fit my style. So I see like just different color stones wrapped in either a tennis chain or
that sounds nice.
another creative design type of chain, whether it's like an infinity link or things of that nature. I like the colored stone waves. I like what people are doing with the colored stones.
I was on your page, Only a Business Child.
Oh man!
And I saw you make this custom piece for a father with the twins.
Oh yes.
When I saw that, I was like, I was just in awe, and I really just stared at it for a while. So I was like, how the hell did he make this? So in my mind, right, from a person who's not a jeweler, I was like, it looks like hand-painted enamel of the children, and then like the diamonds in the background.
Diamonds are set around it. So so that I'll take you through the process of that. So I sat with that client, and he was kind of like giving me references of what he wanted, and he's like, man, I want to put my kids on a piece. And originally, I thought he wanted like kind of like a picture pendant, right?
Right.
And we were going back and forth for like a while. It wasn't with a lot of people. The misconception about it, they think it happens so fast. This is a creative process. I've had clients that it may have taken them 6 months to almost a year to just kind of like figure it out about what they want, because this is an investment and it's a luxury piece for you. You're going to keep it forever, right? It's a custom piece, right? You're not going to, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to go sell it or pawn it or anything. You're going to keep this with you and in your family. So we took a while to figure out the concept, and he sent me something, and he was like, bro, can you kind of do this? And I'm like, of course, I could do anything. If it's in your mind, I could bring it into physical,
That's what we like to hear as clients.
So we went with that, and we went with the process of the CAD designs, and we went through a couple of different versions of it to the one that he liked. And we kind of like switched it up a couple of times, because that piece ended up having round stones in it. Before we had baguettes, right?
Okay.
We had baguettes lined up in the middle, and it was looking good, but kind of like the edges weren't matching up with the shape because it's a heart.
Right.
So the rectangular shaped baguettes in the middle of a heart was kind of hard.
It's tricky.
Yeah. It was kind of hard. And you can't just kind of like cut a baguette in half.
It's not like a bread.
So we went through that process. We got it done. And then the last stage was doing the enamel work, right? And I worked closely with another world-renowned artist, and his specialty is painting. And he used a cold set enamel to paint the faces.
That sounds so dope.
Yeah. So with this thing, I learned the game enough to do every single process of the game, and then create a team around what I do, right? So I can't sit here and say I'm the person that does this and do that, and I do every single thing. You can't. You can't, and you work with people, and we make masterpieces.
So I got a question about that. So with creating a piece like that, so we have VVS Hype right here on this side, and I don't want to big up anybody or bring up another jeweler, but let's say we got Eliante. So you have Eliante backed by Aviani. It's a machine. It's a very big corporate. It's almost like a very big corporation, a very big machine. Or you got Jacob the jeweler and things like that.
Right.
So I feel like they have more manpower, so they have their efficiency and their turnover rate is at a constant pace, so they're able to. Their price. What was you gonna say?
I was like, not only do they have more manpower, they have more resources.
More resources as well. Resources. Absolutely. Yeah. So their pricing. Do you feel like there's a difference in the pricing? So as I'll go to Aviani and I'll go to get a tennis bracelet, a iced out tennis bracelet. They'll be like, "Oh, we got you. This is $1,000." Say they give me $1,000, but I come over to you.
Yeah.
Less resources. less manpower. I'm dealing with you way more hands-on.
Way more direct, yeah.
Way more direct. We're sitting down at the coffee table. We're boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Whereas they'll tell me, send me an email. We'll figure it out. You feel me?
Right.
You want 3,000 for that piece. Do you feel like there's a difference when it comes to more in-home jewelers versus machines when it comes to the price points and things of that nature?
In retrospect, it would kind of be in reverse in a sense.
Really?
Yeah, like
Because I'm paying for the name?
man.
Oh, I know.
Man,
It's like with designer clothes.
Okay.
Yeah, you know,
about that. A lot of times you're paying
could
for the brand name.
You know, and this is no shots at Zara. You can shop at Zara or you can shop at Prada, right?
Absolutely.
It's going to be two different prices,
What
and
you
the
paying
look,
for.
you can still finesse the look the same way,
Absolutely.
right? So why I say it's more in reverse is because a lot of the well-established jewelers, I wouldn't call them big machines,
Okay.
because there are probably machines that are bigger than them, you know, just controlling the market. They have a name, people know them. They're all in everybody's rap songs, right? You know what I'm saying? They're represented, right? They're represented by our culture, 100%. So they get all of that free marketing, right? So they have the ability to, and you know, we're not forgetting, because I am in the business, and this is what people don't see. They do have overheads. You know, they have a shop.
Absolutely.
They got a staff of 300,000
Got
people,
people to
right?
pay,
You know,
yeah.
like they may have a staff of 10, 20, 30 people, depending on how big their business is. So they do have to keep that upkeep. And that's why a lot of times with the name comes the big price. But with the name comes insurance to some people. You kind of feel like,
I feel safe.
I
Like,
feel
Yeah,
safe
yeah,
dealing with
yeah.
this person. They say they've been in the industry for 20 years and they've worked with this body, that body, and their catalog is so crazy, right?
if I go to Eliante and I buy a watch
Shout out to Eliante.
and somebody tells me, hey, bro, that watch is fake. My brother, I got it from Eliante. My watch is real. I don't give a fuck how fake it is.
And that's the
see it.
insurance that we go
Exactly.
off of. We like, we got it from this.
Meanwhile, God
don't-
forbid
you
they were
don't-
scamming everybody.
Right.
Like,
And that's also the scary part of being a
Yeah.
janky. How you can really get off with being a janky jeweler.
Let me tell you the real. Like a lot of times, that could happen by mistake. You know,
Shit.
and the reason how.
what do you mean?
The reason how, right, is when the jeweler is not technically selling a fake watch. What his issue is he didn't do his due diligence with following up to see where he got his watch from, whatever vendor he got it from, right? That the watch is real, right?
Okay.
When you get a watch, you want to go ahead and authenticate it, right?
Right.
With a trusted watch expert before you even give it to your customer, because you want to give them the real. Your name is behind this, and a lot of times when you have a big brand, you don't sit there and see every watch, every this, every that. You have people that deal with that. You know, when your brand gets bigger, you start taking off hats.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You don't
handing
know,
over responsibility
You
to
no
other
longer
people.
deal with a lot of the bullshit that you used to have to deal with, which is why me personally, I want to continue to still, you know, be hands on with everything. Right?
Absolutely. As
I
much
want
as
to
you
pause
can
right
be.
there. I want to pause right there for the simple fact of, do you feel like because so much of our community is so heavily invested in just the shine and the bling of having the piece, that these jewelers look at us and say, "You don't know shit about shit. Give him that." So they do that stuff on the slide and on the back end and just try to discard us and say he ain't even going to be telling the difference.
The janky jewelers, most definitely.
Absolutely.
Because they know
Most
you're
definitely.
thirsty. They know you're thirsty for a piece.
they're
They
thirsty
know
for
you're
the
not
money.
going to do your research. You're not
Right.
going to pay attention. You probably have no idea what you brought in to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like they're going to give you whatever.
Your jeweler should be able to inform you about everything. Any questions that you have, they
Right.
should be able to. You should know what you're getting.
Once again,
You
because
should know what you're getting.
if you're in an industry, right, and especially like jewelry, you should be an expert.
Yeah,
You should
for
be
sure.
an expert. There's no
For
reason
sure.
why me, a person who has no idea what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
should be coming to you and you have no idea what you're talking
Right.
about. That's a
Yeah.
problem. Like, why are we?
What are you doing?
Why are we
Like
doing
I wouldn't go
business?
to a doctor that didn't know what they were talking about.
Make it
I
make
wouldn't let you
sense.
touch me at all.
No.
So for the last question that I want to ask is, how do you feel the community supports you? And community, I mean being us. You know, it's so easy to bring up Icebox, Jacob, or all the other names, but how often how is the reception that you're getting with your name? We're going to VVS Hype. That's who we're going to. How is the hood supporting you? You feel me? How is the people who's around you, the people who you know are constantly buying jewelry? Because I know it could be a little disheartening to probably sit there and be like, oh, you went on Fulton again, huh?
Yeah, I had a cousin ask me about something and then went and got it somewhere else.
Oh, you piece
I
of
was
shit.
like, oh, come on, man.
That's Guyanese people for you, though.
You know, the family reunion about to be crazy this summer.
Oh my God.
Yep. Get him, bro.
But to answer your question, I get a lot of love from the people that
beautiful.
That's
all I need to hear.
I get a lot of support from my friends and family. At this point in my career, I'm jumping into it, you know, with both feet, right? Early on, I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out because, you know, you got bills you got to pay.
Absolutely.
You got to have a job and stuff like that. And this is not a company that was handed down to me from my dad or my grandfather, right?
You building this from scratch.
I was kind of doing two things at once, right? Risking it at work to do this, you know. But at this point in my career, I'm jumping 2 feet in. And
I gotta salute you on that, bro.
Thank you,
For
bro.
real,
I
that's
appreciate
you. You don't even understand. One thing I hark and herald all the time is people who take that. You don't understand how much so much of us are afraid to take that leap
risk,
of faith and
take
that
that
risk. And this is a serious risk.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because this is jewelry is a clientele based.
It's a clientele based thing. You're over 30. You feel me? Like to sit down and have that.
To the over 30
I'm
crowd.
sorry. I used to spring chicken
Right.
I'm just saying, shit is a little. I heard after 30 things is a little bit more serious in life.
It's
a little different.
It's a little different.
It's a little different.
You feel me? So I know that's like a real thing to really just sit up and just like, especially being from a West Indian background. It's you just woke up and said,
go to school.
I gotta make
That's
jewelry.
it.
Though.
And we're
Go
trained and brought up to have, you know, just go to school and have like specific jobs too. They want you in the medical industry, or they want you in certain
things that
fields.
are secured from when they were growing up, right? From what they saw. So even with my parents.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Jewelry.
I'm sure that was rough.
I would speak about it and they would just be like, yeah, so when sanitation calls you, and I'm like, oh my God.
Nah, I'm making
You know
change
what?
for the
With
streets,
your
Ma.
parents
I'm trying to make a change and you over here talking about sanitation. I know it's a city job.
I've realized with West Indian parents, we cannot take it personally because they just have that mindset. They're from a different time.
They're from a completely
They
different
don't understand entrepreneurship.
No, they don't. They really don't. So you can't even be like, oh, my parents don't support me. It's really, they just don't understand it.
They don't understand it.
And
it took them some while.
Entrepreneurship for them is getting a home.
They have to see that other people support you and that you're. Yeah.
That's number
They not backing nothing until they see that other people are backing their child.
And you know what's the
promise
funny thing? Shout out to my mom. Mom, I love you.
That's his clip.
She sent me a very, very heartfelt text message the other day. I was on the phone, you know, talking to another business person, and just the mannerisms and how I was talking and how knowledgeable I was in the conversation. She just sent me a heartfelt message. It was like, man, son, I love you. You're such a smart guy. You know, for you to be able to know all of these things and do exactly what you said you wanted to do, I'm supporting you 100%.
Damn,
I love that.
And
and also, you know what I really love is that in such a short period of time, because you said it hasn't been that long. It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
You have like really, I feel like, grown a lot, and also you have seemed to position yourself as someone who people really trust to do, you know, their custom pieces. Right. You sat here and taught me so many things.
We spoke about a lot.
Exactly. So it's just like 3 years is not a long time when you think about it. It's not a long time.
Especially
and that means that
been
you're
in the game for
extremely
years.
dedicated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people say we want to do things. We say we want a certain lifestyle or a certain career, but we're not dedicated and disciplined enough to really make ourselves who we need to be in order to get where we need to go.
The truth be told, you got to get up out that chair and get your ass up and do it.
Yeah, no,
That's
absolutely.
It. There's no way around it.
Put that in my notes.
Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up
your
and
ass
do what
up.
you got to do it, because there's no way around it. There's no cutting corners. Do your due diligence in whatever field that you're in. It doesn't have to be jewelry. Whatever field that you're in, do your due diligence to do the research and learn it and put yourself in that field. Absolutely. Even if you got to bogart it like how I did and knocked on some of these doors.
Listen,
right?
But you do what you have to do because look at where you are now. And now you don't need anybody.
Appreciate that.
You don't need anybody.
Thank you.
And I fuck with that for real.
Thank you.
I like this episode.
I love it.
I feel really inspired. Not even gonna hold you.
You feel me?
I feel really inspired.
Feel me? No background, no came from this. My family got a mining in it. No.
And this is a black man.
Black man.
This is a black man.
I need y'all to understand that. I need y'all to understand.
He's doing it for us at the end of the day.
That's what I want. That's why I found it very vital and important to have you up. And I kept telling him this. I said, you don't even understand who you are and what you are and the impact that you can have. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Being a black jeweler to me is kind of like, I put y'all on this, I don't say the same pedestal, but I look at y'all like how I look at Simone Biles. You feel me? Because of what the inspiration that she gave, that she gives to young black girls to get into gymnastics. That's a field that you don't really see us thriving. And she just said the other day, I lost count of my medals.
Love that for her.
I lost count of my medals. And now you're passing that information on to other young black girls that, yo, I can do this too. I can do this too. When we go to the park, they may only have double dutch for us. They may only have basketball for us. But no, I decided I want to play lacrosse. Mom, I decided I wanted to do gymnastics. You know, so being a black jeweler is like, yo, I know they got it on lock. I know they may have it in a chokehold. But here I am. I'm going to bogart my way through this.
Somebody's going to have to be the martyr or sacrifice and change it for our people.
We're not even going to use the word sacrifice. We're going to be the gate. We're going to the man who opens the doors, the gate openers. You feel me?
And at the end of the day, is each one teach one.
Absolutely.
And the only way we're gonna progress is leaving our knowledge with our next brother or sister, right? With no bias or no, I'm trying to make money out of you. Right,
exactly.
Because that's everything. Everybody wants to sell a program.
He just tried to make me buy his class. Don't listen to him, y'all.
Everybody wants to sell a program.
He just tried to make me buy his class.
You know, on how to do this, and we make money off of our own people, but we really don't teach them how to do it hands-on.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's really the real rich in life. That's really the real purpose in life with people, right? You want to teach them hands-on so now they could go feed their village.
Exactly.
And that's it.
All right. Yo, Hype, this was an amazing episode. I want to thank you so much for coming up and dropping so many gems, so much knowledge on us. And I know this isn't the end of your road, and you don't even know who you could be inspiring out there. So let the people know, if anybody, you spoke about each one, teach one.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Absolutely.
I want you to take this time to drop your handles and allow the people to find you so they can reach out to you and say, yo, Hype, I want to make change now. I want to make earrings. Where can the people find you?
You could go right on Instagram, type in VVS Hype. That's HYPE. And hit me up.
Yeah, go stalk him like I did. I stalked his page.
She want that change.
I really want a nose ring. Not gonna hold you. I want a very tiny nose
diamond nose ring.
Absolutely.
That's yo,
absolutely.
Player. You gotta get it VVS.
It's nice.
I know where I'm going.
You heard the double, the triple entendre. You gotta get it VVS. You got it, yo.
You want to be a rapper so bad.
I should have been a rapper. I'm over here podcasting. This is the Dress Code Podcast. It's your boy Bruhman from the 5th floor. We got VVS Hype here. We got the lovely Ashley, the stylish local here. We out.